At exactly 11:57 p.m., Nola locked the compound gate. The camera above her head recorded everything. The padlock clicked. She tested it twice. Then she looked up and nodded, believing the camera meant safety. What she didn't know was that the danger wasn't outside the gate. It had already been inside for 7 hours. Nola lived alone, and she trusted routines. Midnight lock. Cameras on. Phone charging by the bed. 2 years earlier, her house had been broken into. Nothing was taken, but the violation stayed with her. That was when she installed motion sensors and cameras in every hallway. She believed preparation could prevent fear. On this night, the power flickered twice. The generator kicked in. The cameras stayed live. Everything looked normal. At 12:04 a.m., the system logged its first motion alert. Not outside. Inside. At first, it seemed minor, maybe a glitch. Old wiring. Power instability. Nola dismissed it. At 12:06 a.m., another alert triggered. This time from the hallway. The movement wasn't random. It was moving closer. At 12:14 a.m., the living room camera recorded Nola stepping out of her bedroom. She stood still, listening. The room appeared empty. What no one noticed then, what investigators would later slow down frame by frame, was a shadow withdrawing deeper into the hallway as she stepped forward. Nola laughed quietly at herself. She turned back toward her bedroom. At 12:18 a.m., the hallway camera went offline. By morning, Nola never showed up for work. Her phone rang unanswered. Her sister arrived with a spare key. The compound gate was still locked. Inside, nothing looked disturbed. Her phone was charging. Her bed was made. Her shoes were still by the door. Police reviewed the CCTV. At first, it told a boring story. Then an officer rewound the footage to 11:41 p.m., 19 minutes before Nola locked the gate. And that's when they saw him. During a brief generator outage, a figure appeared inside the compound. He didn't climb the fence. He didn't force the gate. He walked in like he belonged there. At 11:46 p.m., he stopped under the living room camera and looked directly up at it. He smiled. There were no broken locks. Because he used a key. Not a copied key. The original. Police cross-checked old reports and found the answer buried in a case from 2 years earlier. The break-in that pushed Nola to install cameras. The suspect had been detained, then released. The key had been recovered, but never destroyed. For 7 hours, the man stayed inside the house. He moved only when cameras were down. He waited when she slept. At 3:02 a.m., the hallway camera briefly came back online. It captured one frame. Nola stood frozen in her doorway, eyes wide, not staring at a stranger, but at someone she recognized. That single frame became the most haunting image in the case, because it proved one thing. The cameras didn't fail her. They just showed the truth too late. She locked the gate at midnight, but the danger had already come home. And sometimes, the most terrifying part of being watched is realizing the camera is the only witness left.